Welcome to Film Trip, a series where we take a look back at a movie we remember from childhood and see if it still holds up. I'm Nolan, that's Sam, and that's Sean, and it's nobody's birthdays this week. Not a single one of our birthdays.
I mean, like, I'm already in so much pain, my guy.
Okay, it's Sean's birthday today, and he's wearing a neck brace, and this week we're doing Interstellar.
You're a big baby, Sean.
Yeah.
You're a big baby.
And because Sean's experiencing chronic neck pain and it's his birthday, give us a like and subscribe and
Hit the bell.
bingo.
Is that what you were gonna say? Comment? All right, one of those words.
So
All
you
right.
guys, I'm
Okay.
oh.
All right, no, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys enjoyed this movie, right?
It might be my favorite Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting, actually, to like it as much as I did it the second time. Like, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I think it surpassed my expectations.
I would like to point out that part of our intro is that this is movies we remember from childhood, but this came out when we were 16.
Well,
so
we were met.
That's a child.
Childhood.
I'm a
That's
child.
childhood.
I was just seeing, like, what? Okay, well, what is our threshold on?
Fuck the threshold.
There's no threshold. It's just words I said the first episode we did, and they mean nothing. They mean absolutely
Okay,
nothing.
fine.
I haven't seen most of the movies we've done.
Start
They were-
off like oh my goodness, we just did it again. You go ahead, Nolan. You're the host.
Thank you.
You fuck our mouths.
That's the motto of Film Trip. So there were so many big names in this that I didn't even realize were in this.
Like Barney's dad.
Yeah, that's one of them. Michael Caine, that's your guy, Sam.
That's right. Michael Gay. That's my best impression. Michael Gay.
Topher Grace, it's another guy. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
name
Topher Grace.
people in this.
By the way, fucking hate Topher Grace. He sucks.
Do you know who I've been trying to hate? This is just a random. Okay, I've been trying to hate Matthew McConaughey for years. Like, I just want to hate him so bad because he's just a
I
weird
wanna hate him too.
goofball.
I agree.
On social media, but I can't. He's so good in everything he's in.
And he's so handsome.
He's so charismatic.
He's a hot guy.
Well, did you guys notice he was when he's in the NASA building? He's walking around with like a whiskey. Do you think that was
Yeah.
Do you think that was a choice by Matthew McConaughey? Because
he just forgot to put it down before they said action.
Yeah.
His whiskey glass is just an extension of his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like put into his contract. I need whiskey on
I need a
set
whiskey.
at all times.
A leather jacket and just a whiskey glass at
Some
all
nice
times.
blue jeans, workers'
Mhm.
jeans.
For the most part with this movie, I feel like I understood, not that I understood the science about it, because I absolutely have no idea, but like I understood
You can
like,
trust that the science is real.
the logic of everything that was happening.
Yeah.
However, I do have a few questions that maybe Doyle,
Yeah,
maybe you could answer.
Dr. Critic? You want Dr. Critic?
I think I'm really good at being able to decode this movie.
Do you want
so you can
Dr.
ask
Critic
me
to
too.
come in to give you...
No, Doyle, you're not Dr. Critic because you're wearing a neck brace. You'd be like,
Yeah, you're
patient
a patient
critic.
right now, buddy.
Listen,
You're patient critical care is what you are.
Oh, nailed it.
Thank you.
listen. Dr. Critic never sleeps.
Yeah, all right, well, ask the questions. Maybe I can answer them.
Okay. Why did Professor Brand choose Cooper to go on the mission?
They had no pilots. They explained this very
They had
clearly
pilots.
in the movie.
But he wasn't even
Dr.
the one
Critic
that
on the
latched
scene,
the
Dr.
thing
Critic on the scene.
All right, go ahead, Dr. Critic.
Okay, so there were pilots ready to go, and they were going to go without him. But yeah, it is fate. Oh, call it fate, call it...
It's divine intervention.
No, because it's not... Everything in this movie is not by chance. It is predetermined.
It ends up being Matthew McConaughey who
Well, we don't have to go
What
to that.
can happen will happen.
God damn it! I just had a good. I was just gonna go on to that, and you just interrupt me. Murphy's Law. The whole point of the movie, it's what can happen will happen, and this is a predetermined outcome. The whole movie. That was gonna be a Dr. Critic prognosis, and you just ruined it. Now I just fucking tweaked my neck a bit more. Fucking asshole.
There's a vein popping out of your head, man.
Christ.
Okay.
God
okay.
fucking damn it!
Listen, I have a lot of notes on this movie. There's one, if you take this out, I will fucking come over. I will cut your balls off. Take your eye sockets out and throw those in there.
There's one quote in this movie where Matthew McConaughey goes, "Nice and easy, Doyle. Nice and easy."
Nice and easy, Doyle. Nice and easy.
Yeah, I knew you were
when
going to say
when
it.
you get fired up, I'm just gonna insert that in here. All right.
That is, if you take this out, I will fucking come over. I will cut your balls off.
Nice and easy, Doyle. Nice and easy.
I knew you were gonna fucking someone. I would have been surprised if neither of you didn't notice that the one guy was named Doyle and they were talking to him the whole time.
So why can Cooper only communicate with Murph through the bookshelf?
I have a loose idea of why.
Dr. Critic.
Can I try to explain it first, Doyle? See if
Okay, I'll
tell
let
me if
you
I'm
try
right?
and do it.
Nurse Sam, you can explain it.
All right, let me see. Yeah, let me see if the RN can get this first. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doyle, but
I will.
he went into the black
Dr.
hole.
Critic?
Sorry, Dr. Critic. So he went into the black hole to retrieve that data, and since he was gonna come out of the black hole at some point with the data,
Well,
right?
not exactly. He wasn't expecting to come out. Maybe his hope was that he could transmit the data to like whoever's listening.
Yeah, that's why they sent Tars in there.
Tars went in with him.
Yeah.
So Tars was able to have the data on his like hard drive or whatever. So that is that's all they needed for the Eureka that Murph had.
No. He communicated the algorithm basically through the watch.
Oh, right, through the bookshelves.
But it was only through the bookshelf. That's my question. Is like why?
Well, it wasn't only through the bookshelf because he could see other parts of the room, and he interacted like through the ceiling at one point
He could-
with the dust.
Yeah, it's like he could interact with anything that's like an inch off of like the
inside
walls
her
of
room.
the room. Yeah, but is that just an arbitrary thing that they had to pick?
I kind of think it was.
It's more like so far ahead in time that we are able to know when and where to manipulate the time and space continuum. So those people in the future knew that this needed to happen to create this whole set of events. So they created that Tesseract specifically to interact with him and his daughter.
Oh, okay.
There was a comment left on our last video from our friend that said, "Stick to movies, guys, and stop with the science." He's gonna love this one. My final question is, if they're so strapped for resources, why is Matthew McConaughey drinking out of a plastic water bottle? What are they doing there?
Buddy, there is not even any point in trying to save the world. That actually does lead me to something I was going to say, is that the beginning starts out in like the 2070s. That's fucking terrifying because we're going to be super alive.
We're gonna be alive.
And it
We're gonna
looks
be
realistic.
Fully alive.
I found funny about this, watching the movie at the beginning, and they put masks on, and then there's dust everywhere, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's starting early.
and then
Starting now.
the dust, it looks like something out of like the fires in like California, Seattle area.
Yeah, and it's
shit
giving
like that.
everybody a cough.
So
Well, I think Interstellar is just one big hoax, if you ask me. I thought it was funny how when they came back from that water planet, how Romley had clearly just gone insane.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how many years it's been. And he's got a beard and like, wasn't he wearing like a bathrobe? Like, I swear he just looked all disheveled.
oh, he's just,
Yeah, why did he have a... Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a
Yeah, he
bathrobe.
looked like Doyle does right now, basically.
Yeah, even if he didn't have a bathrobe, he had definitely bathrobe vibes.
Yeah, like he
he's-
looked like he had just recently
Yeah.
got divorced or something
well,
like
he
that.
was just,
Yeah, he had enough time to knit a bathrobe.
Yeah.
it was 23 years.
Yeah.
He sounds like Dave Chappelle when he's like, look right there, that's the hole. And then Matt McConaughey is like, okay, say it, don't spray it.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
nerd.
That was the worst line of
No,
dialogue.
that's funny, man. He's like, say it. It went off. It's like a humanizing.
So McConaughey, though.
That's what I like. His dialogue is good because it doesn't like fray off too far to science being like incomprehensible, like what they're saying.
Yeah. Comic relief is what they call that, I think.
in the biz.
We in the biz.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we're the media now. How much of a dick is Matt Damon, eh?
Oh, the
No.
worst.
What are you
Oh,
talking
he's
about?
such a dickhead.
He's a good father. He gets that. When was
No,
he a dick?
brother, Matt Damon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, well,
Easy Doyle. Easy Doyle.
I just like didn't even put. Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, buddy, he's a fucking piece of shit. He's a coward. Like when he was,
That guy
he was like,
sucks,
"You
man."
coward." I was like, "Buddy, perfect interpretation."
Perfect.
What I like about that too, though, is like there is reason for it. He was driven mad.
Nutty.
Like he was driven mad
yeah.
by like years of waiting and no interaction.
Well, I understood why
Yeah.
he was doing what he was doing, but I also was like, wow, you're a dick, man.
Yeah.
Like,
In that moment, though, he was definitely in a he was psychotic.
Yeah,
That's a
well, he said,
prognosis.
"I'm not-"
Dr. Critic prognosis. He's definitely having a psychotic episode. Like when he grabbed the ship and then he's just like, whatever, fuck. Like I'm gonna have to take this, and it's like, buddy, you could just listen. They would probably let you on the ship too. They're not gonna kill you
just
if you.
just yield for a second, brother, and shit might go okay.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway had reservations about sending the robot overboard.
Yeah, and then Tars is like, hey, brother, I'm a robot. Doesn't matter.
Well, at first with the robots, I was like, what kind of practical use do they have? It looks like
Yeah.
they've got like Roblox arms.
That was good. That was actually the thing I
Yeah.
had in my notes. They look like
Then
Roblox.
Yeah, but then
And
when
then-
you see those guys in action, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, is that the most efficient thing you've ever seen?
I like how they had perfectly human voices too. Like they didn't have robots. I'm Tars. It was like, I'm Tars. How's it going?
Yeah. We can do Misky.
Nose.
Yep.
When he's like at the parent teacher meeting and then they're like, listen, your daughter's like believes in the moon landing, he's like, my fucking dead wife would have said something different.
Yeah, that was super random. He's like,
I like
he's
that.
like, my dead wife's is more calm than I am.
Yeah, and then he didn't even really tee off on them. that
No, he
hard.
didn't. He just sat there.
Yeah, she got suspended because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take her to the fucking Yankees baseball game.
Sam, do you have one?
Oh yeah, Professor Brand when he's dying, and she's like, "Did my dad know?" Hey, maybe quit it with the poem and just say no, he didn't, and don't be a dick for once in your life.
Oh, yeah.
What a mean thing that was.
I could not understand a thing he was saying. I needed my sister to translate it to me.
Michael Caine, hey, maybe learn an accent that isn't the most impossible Cockney accent to understand.
No, it's not even
Every
that.
other actor, Margot Robbie, she learns fucking whatever the hell, but you can't learn how to not be like this all the time. But you're one of the most successful actors of all time. Go fuck yourself, Michael Caine. Why don't you put in the effort?
It's so aggressive.
It's so Cockney. Just
Nah.
learn to tone it down.
Nah.
You're in America.
You're in America, sweetie.
You're in America, sweetheart. Learn to speak English.
Yeah.
Go back to your country, Michael Caine. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, he was Professor Brand's a dick.
He is a dick.
For
That's-
saying, don't go fucking softly into that dark night or whatever shit he says. Just say no.
Just say no.
He didn't know. Or say yes. Or just say yes. He did know. If you're trying to like light a fire in her ass,
I feel like
have some-
just randomly
Yeah.
babbling about nonsense
what
is
kind
the
of
worst
chicken
possible
shit
thing.
pussy ass? Don't go softly into that dark night. What did he say? What was that stupid ass poem?
I don't know, man.
Fuck
Is that like
Michael Caine.
is that all he ever said in this movie? I think that's all. That was his only line of dialogue, and
Yeah,
that's all he
that was his
said.
I am Groot. It was just don't go softly.
Yeah, that's all.
Fuck you, Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
I was very impressed with myself when I figured this out, okay? So 24 years had gone by when they get back from the water planet, right? And then he gets the message from Murph saying, I'm your age now, after 24 years had gone by, saying, I'm your age now. Murph was 10 when he left. That means he was 35 when he left, and Timothy Chalamet's character is 15, which means Matthew McConaughey was a teen father. He had Timothy Chalamet when he was 19 years old.
Wow.
I think they said that in the movie, to be honest.
Well, I missed it.
There was a lot of morbid things in this movie, like just the thought of like, you know, I don't have children, so I don't like know that emotion of leaving your kids and not knowing if you're ever going to see them again. That was really morbid. And then when Michael Caine died, he died without finishing something that he dedicated his whole life to. But the most morbid thing to me was the fact that basically they were just eating corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They were
Yeah.
just eating corn. That's all they could
How
eat.
many things can
Dude,
you make out of
That
corn?
was so. It's like, oh, would you like some more cornbread with your ear of corn?
And your corn chowder?
We can rate this now.
Do we have any ideas for the rating system?
How many Cooper glasses of whiskey in the NASA headquarters?
All right, there we go. Come on. All right. Doyle, you got anything? That's not bad.
It's a shot. You have to say how many ounces.
All right, yeah, we can do that. In Matthew McConaughey's glass.
Just for the viewers to know, I would have come up with something better. I know, guys. You're
Okay.
thinking. I know you're thinking like, oh, where's Sean's contribution? It'll be good, but like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm dying here. I can't.
Yeah, where's
Doyle.
Sean's witty take?
All right.
I will give this 9.7 ounces of whiskey in Matthew McConaughey's glass.
Jeez, he's getting drunk.
Yeah, he is gonna be not able to drive
Except he can't because he's Matthew
home in his old
McConaughey.
truck. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey can drive drunk.
Matthew McConaughey doesn't get drunk.
No.
No, he can't. Obviously not.
Disclaimer. You can't drive drunk.
Well, unless
definitely
it's
don't
Matthew
do that.
McConaughey
That was-
who's listening to this.
Disclaimer.
In which case, you still can't.
Disclaimer. Matthew McConaughey. You also cannot drive drunk. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Matt McConaughey, you can, definitely don't drive drunk. to your
Disclaimer.
Lincoln. Don't do that,
Disclaimer.
buddy.
Sam is winking in the Zoom, even though he knows that we're not filming.
I can't help
this.
it. I can't help it. I
Regardless,
can't-
Matthew McConaughey, you're not allowed to drive drunk.
Doyle's winking now. Doyle's now winking in the Zoom call.
Doyle's winking. Matt,
I'm
you
actually
can't-
disclaimer. I'm not
definitely don't
winking, and
drive.
disclaimer. Nolan is taking his pants off, and his tiny little wiener is showing. Disclaimer. I don't like it.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey is getting 8.6 ounces of whiskey in his glass at the NASA building out of 10.
Okay.
Okay, that's two pretty sizable cups of whiskey so far.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I've never seen a sci-fi movie so humanizing and so relatable that it actually relates to the viewer instead of like this mumbo jumbo nonsense of science. Humanizing a space travel movie is why this movie works so well and is so beautiful in terms of the dialogue and the plot, and the combination of like science but also like this mysticism in it as well, plus like the aspects of human nature and human emotion all coming in together to like make this like beautiful movie visually, with the screenplay, with the direction, with the acting, with the score. I'm gonna have to give this one. What is it again?
How many ounces of whiskey in Matt's glass?
I'm gonna have to give this one.
Matt, your boys?
Mark,
You're
come on.
okay.
Yeah, we're boys.
I'm gonna have to give this one 10 ounces of whiskey. Yeah. Listen. This
You think
movie,
this is a full glass?
that's a full glass.
Oh my god. You think that
All right, no,
yeah,
all
I mean,
right.
I'm not gonna.
That's cool.
But there's
There's no qualms I have with this movie, and it's so amazing that I have to call it a perfect movie for me. But there's other perfect movies.
You don't rate it on the scale of other movies. You rate it on its own for
Yeah.
what this movie is. I see what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow,
it
what a
is-
great way to rate
God,
movies.
that's
I
not
mean-
what I just think of a random number right when it's my turn.
That's what I do.
I have one movie I can think of that's a 10, but we'll get to that.
What a fucking Endgame.
No, not Endgame. Don't demean me like that, Doyle.
What do you mean? Don't demean me?
Yeah, that was-
you came out of the
that was
theater
so
and you said it
rude.
was the best movie of all time.
No, I never said that.
That doesn't sound like Nolan.
That doesn't sound like
You
something
both
I'd say.
did, I think. Didn't you?
No, that was just me.